word left. Settle down, settle down, settle down, settle down, settle down. That's what it is. Settle down. Let's go. Come on.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 10. The big 1-0.
Damn.
I know.
10 episodes.
I know. It's pretty crazy. Want to introduce your friend?
Yeah.
Another guest today?
Another guest on, guys. Cam James.
How we doing, everyone? How we doing? Thank you for having me, Nick. I appreciate it a lot.
Oh, he's so well-spoken. What a good kid. You are. You're very nice. Very nice kid.
Thanks, Nick.
You're welcome, Cam. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How do you know Andrew? How long have you two been together?
Boy. Well, started off in elementary school, first grade. That's
Young love.
Because, yeah, I honestly
Yeah.
love the kid. But
That's sweet.
didn't go to the same kindergarten, but we ended up meeting in first grade.
Oh my God, you two have known each other that long?
Yep. And then,
And you
yeah, no,
you
I've stayed with them, this whole time.
What the fuck is wrong? See, that makes me feel like something's wrong with you. We know what's wrong with him. What the fuck is going on with you? He's mental. I don't know if that makes you worse or more caring. I don't know.
Caring man.
Yeah.
Care for my people.
I guess. I don't know. Okay. Well, that's cool. Nice.
Yeah, but growing up, played sports together.
Yeah,
Basically did
what'd you
everything
play?
together. Played football, basketball, baseball.
Yep. Could
Did everything together.
Would have won me over. If you could have stopped right at football, we'd be good. But then I would be like, why are you friends with Andrew, though? Because it's like the one sport he doesn't play. So that makes sense. That's cool, though.
Yeah.
What'd you play? What position?
Quarterback.
Douchebag. What?
He would have
I
been
got that a
blocking
lot.
for you.
That's true. I was left side tackle offense.
You played in football?
Yeah, why is that surprising?
No, it doesn't surprise me. I was asking.
Yeah, I did. Yep. I did. So that's cool. What was your number?
12.
Really?
Yep. Took after my boy Tom Brady. Had to.
Nice. It's my favorite number. That's cool. Not even joking, because it's my birthday. It's 12. Cool. Nice. Well, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
All right. So something has been bugging me, and I wanted to get your opinion on it. Now that you're here, I want to get your opinion on it too. I've been asked on by other people whose podcasts I produce, and I've been asked by a couple of friends recently, just about like success, and if I think I'm successful, and stuff like that. I wanted your definition. There's no wrong answer, and I'm not going to give you shit. I'm literally serious about this.
Mm.
Do you it's two-parter. First one's just a yes or no.
Yep.
Do you consider yourself successful currently where you are in your life?
I'm going to say no.
Okay, fine. It's a three-parter, I guess. Is one of your goals in life, right, throughout adulthood and everything, is one of your goals to be successful?
Yes.
Okay. Same to you. Do you currently, where you are at in your life, consider yourself successful?
Well, here's the thing. I would say that there's some points in my life that are successful.
Keep it simple for
But
now.
I think that success is earned, not given. So when
I
I
hear you.
say that, I'm saying no because I do want to accomplish more.
Okay. And is one of your goals in life to be successful?
Of course.
Okay. And I really wish there was a way for me to like block your ears for this, or your ears, because I don't want it to be the same answer necessarily. I mean, it's okay if it is the same answer.
Yeah.
But the idea behind this concept that where I'm going with this is that it literally is different for everyone. Just hang tight for 1 second because I'm going to dig in with like 50 questions, and not to put you on the spot. Again, there's no wrong answer. The point of what I'm doing is that it's going to be different for you than it is for you and than it is for me.
Yeah.
So define success.
I think, in my opinion,
Like, at what point can you, just so you understand where I'm coming from,
Yep.
at what point in your life, when you've achieved whatever you're about to say, you can say, if I died tomorrow, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. Happy.
I think you just said it. I think success in my eyes is happiness.
But that's not a definition, though. See, this is the problem. This is the fucking problem. And this is not, again, it's not a wrong thing for you. This is a conceptual flaw of society, especially among like young men and shit like that, because there's a lot of pressure, in my opinion, on us to be like, successful. And I say to so many people, I'm sure I have said this to you before, the only thing I wish for other people is health, wealth, and happiness. That's it.
Yeah.
You need all three of those things in order to be successful, in my opinion. Again, everything is just my opinion. So if you think I'm wrong, you're free to disagree with me down below. And then if you have whoever has the best disagreement with me, I'll invite you on the show. And we can do it toe to toe. And Andrew will do rounds with the bikini on. So go ahead. What is your definition of success? You said, what did you say it was before?
Happiness.
Stop. What is your definition of success?
Well, to put it in
And don't just try
a
to be
wider
different.
sense, no. To put it in a wider sense, I believe that providing for your family, giving a roof over your wife or husband's head, and with your kids, getting sure there's food on the table every night, giving them an education. I feel like, and having a stable job where I'm not worried about my worrying about money, of course, but worrying that my whole family is safe and can be who they are. I think that would be my success point.
Such a good-looking kid. He's such a well-spoken kid. Don't be nervous. You're good. That's a
Oh,
fine
I'm not
answer.
nervous. I'm not nervous.
Do you see how it's different?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not calling you selfish.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. But the question is, what do you consider success? Like, how do you define success? How do you define your own success? Yours was happiness, which I'm about to go off on a tirade about this. And yours was more geared toward what you can do for other people, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't disagree that it's happiness.
Yeah.
But that is so open-ended.
Yeah.
Are you not happy right now?
No, I'm happy.
So why do you not consider yourself successful?
See, that's where I slipped.
This
up.
is my point. And
that's
this is
what I was thinking about when I was answering the question.
And this is that vicious mental cycle that everybody starts to fall into. Guys, girls alike, everybody. I mean, I can only speak on behalf of like things that I know. I'm a guy, so I'm going to speak about being a guy. But like the idea of happiness, or and like inversely, if the question was like, what does it mean to be happy? People usually answer that question with, well, I'm successful, and da, da, da. And it's like, okay, but what does that mean? Like, you're not actually saying anything. Yeah. And part of that is because it gets the person who's asking you to shut the fuck up. So it's like, and I know that's not what you're saying for me, but it's like, okay, so what does success mean? Oh, it means being happy. Like, shut up and leave me the fuck alone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, all right, fine, okay. But like, if you really are at, like, it's more of an inner thing for you, because it really is different on every level. I think it was, so my little cousin, not the one that started the business, the even younger one, said he wanted, this is what it was. He said on Friday, he said, when I grow up, whatever I do, I want to make a lot of money. Dope. Who the fuck doesn't? Yeah. What's a lot?
Yeah. See, that's the question. The average income for a family in the United States is like $40,000-$50,000.
Average income for a person.
For a person.
46,000 in the U.S. right now.
46,000.
Mm-hmm.
So do you base success? Are you successful if you make that? Or are you successful if you make $500,000 a year. Like, you know what I mean? It depends. Like,
Do you think Elon Musk considers himself successful?
hell yes, yes.
Did you ask him?
I don't know, but I would consider himself successful. Yeah,
Based on
my opinion of him.
and how it would be for you to be in his position.
Yeah,
I don't think he would consider himself successful. Personally.
Well,
and I
well,
can tell
I
you, I
think-
mean, I'm going to go into why and
Yeah,
all of this
I think
stuff,
his
but I don't
success
think
is-
he would consider himself successful.
I think his,
Based on my definition of success, meaning he can stop what he's doing right now and
Yeah.
die tomorrow, and he'll be fine dying tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't think he would consider himself successful.
Either do I, because I think his success lies way beyond everything he's doing right now. I think he will consider himself successful when he puts us on Mars, or when
Bingo, right there.
I was just about to say.
I think that if we had something where there was a way to live, even if it's just the first person, not him,
Yeah.
but even if there is a person who's sustaining life by themselves or whatever it is on Mars, I think he could die the next day and be happy, knowing that like at least we're on the trajectory where he wanted to go.
he's
I would even venture to say that if we get into the point of the plan is in motion and the rocket is launching within the year,
he's still not successful.
no, I would say he would consider himself successful. I mean,
Yeah.
that is so far off from where
because
we are
for
right
us, he's successful right now, doing all these things to try and get us there.
now. Based on your own life.
In our eyes and in our opinion, but his opinion lies, no, I'm not successful. I'm successful when I get there.
So this goes back into the whole like the idea of like when people walk in here and they're like, "Oh, this is cool. This is
Yeah.
like nothing I've ever like. This is awesome, dude. What do you do? Like, what do you blah blah
Yeah.
blah." Like, and I mean, I say it all the time. I'm not bitching about it. I'm just saying, like, I work 17, 18 hours a day.
Yeah.
Every single day. Every single day. Not always on cloud 9 having to do that.
Yeah.
We just did an episode 8.
Yeah.
I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let's just talk about some shit and then let's bounce.
Yeah.
To me, it was successful. We put an episode out when we said we were going to put an episode out.
Yeah.
And we didn't bullshit it either. We talked about some shit.
Yeah.
We didn't go off and off and off, but we talked about some shit.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, that in that specific instance, there was still an achievement. There was still some form of success there or whatever, right? And I'm not saying everybody should have to work 17, 18 hours a day, you know? Yeah. What I'm saying is if you're trying to start a business, if you're trying to start PayPal like Elon Musk or SpaceX like Elon Musk or Apple like Steve Jobs, like these people didn't just fall into billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's why I said earlier, success is earned. Like they were up late hours doing all that stuff. Like Steve Jobs
Started
or
in a
what is it? Steve
garage.
Jobs or Bill Gates started in the garage, or I
Amazon,
forget which
yeah.
one.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, and now everyone. If you don't have an Apple phone, you're not you're not cool. Like, you know what I mean?
I saw a meme recently that was like, hey, it's me or whatever. We met at the bar. Are you still down to get drinks or whatever? And it was a green text, like it looks like a screenshot of a text message thing, and the response from the chick was, "Oh, a green text. Sorry, I won't date anybody who can't afford an iPhone." I thought it was hilarious. Like, it's a meme. Like, it was wicked funny. But why? Because
Why?
some hippie dude developed a company called Apple. Like, that's really why. Like, that's what it is. So, not because Apple has great products, because just as easily as they have great products, they could have had dog shit products.
Yeah.
There's tons of companies with crappy ass products out there.
Exactly.
So, but his wasn't. And when other people decided to tell him that he wasn't worth shit, or when he got voted out of his company because he was a dick, and nobody wanted to work with him, he went and started another company.
Yeah.
Like, this is how these people's mindsets work. You will never be successful if you don't put the work in to be successful. If your idea of there are big successes and there are small successes, and let's say, when the smaller they are, they start to become like achievements. If that makes sense. If you want to like put it in perspective, pretend your life. We talked about this a little bit with RJ. Let's pretend it's like the Matrix, right?
Yeah.
Or it's your life's like a simulation or a video game, and like you wake up in the morning, right? What's the very, very, very first thing you did? And I mean literally, you open your eyes and did what this morning? The first thing you did. Fine, right? So it's usually either like phone, right?
Shut off the alarm. Or...
Bingo, shut off the
your
alarm. The very first thing you did. If you don't do that thing, but it's something that you want to do in your head, so if you think to yourself like, oh, there's an alarm going off, I have to shut off the alarm, whatever. If you don't shut off the alarm, it's going to continue to annoy you. So you're not going to achieve the non-annoyance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And these things sound like small and insignificant, but everything that you do in life, these like little mini achievements, are indicative of like how your future is going to go.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like if you slept through an alarm or something that you're not going to be Steve Jobs. Like that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is people, and the way that I look at life, and the way that again, my opinion, the way I feel like people should look at life is when you're sitting on the couch doing nothing in a podcast studio,
yeah,
and you're waiting for someone else's podcast
yeah,
to export on the computer that you produced and put all these hours into, and you're staring at the set empty, you're not being very successful if you're not utilizing that time to do your own fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Which is why we're here. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit your mic. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's success to me is a lifestyle that is ever evolving because of the situation that you're in at the time that the question is asked. That's me. It's not one specific moment where I'm done.
Yeah.
You know?
It's kind of how far do you want to go, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you make $500,000 a year, yeah, you're successful.
No, you would consider that person successful.
I would consider
because you
that
don't
successful.
currently make that amount of money.
Exactly. I would consider that successful.
What if that guy has $600,000 a year in bills?
Exactly.
Now he's basically homeless
Exactly.
because he's overspending by $100,000 a year. At 20, this is why I started this business. I got asked on another podcast that I produce. I was sitting back there, and they had a question of the day, and they said, if you weren't doing the job that you're currently doing, what would you do instead? I said, I choose death when they came to me. Because this is the dream. Not the podcast, but the studio, the media, everything that I do.
Multimedia.
This is the dream for me. This was the answer. I've said this to you a billion times. I know I'm sorry. But when they went around the classroom in first grade and they said, Billy, what do you want to be? And he said, cowboy, moron. And then they went to, little Johnny, whatever the fuck, and said, what do you want to be? And he said, astronaut. Good luck with that. Whatever. When they got to me, I was like, producer, movie producer, Steven Spielberg, whatever, right?
No.
Doing it. This is the dream. What did I do out of high school? I went and sold cars for like 5 years.
Yeah. So do you, let me ask you this. At this point, do you consider yourself successful?
But only in the sense that I'm doing what makes me happy.
Yep.
I'm not done, and I think that there's a mini
You that wants
mindset of like success. There is success in knowing that I'm not done trying to
Reaching.
achieve more.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like the work isn't over.
Yeah.
So, and that I think that mindset is a little bit of a driving force too.
Yeah.
But so I had a fucking warped ass perception of what success meant when I was in high school. Barely graduated high school, like by the skin of my teeth. I hate school. Not that people shouldn't go to school, but for me, it wasn't for me. And you graduated at 18. By the time I was 22, I had a mortgage. I owned a house. It was a beautiful house on a lake. It was really nice. It was cool.
So in that moment, did you consider yourself successful?
In a false, fucked up way, yeah. And I'm not saying that you're not successful if you buy a house at 22, but I thought I was done. Like I thought like that was it. Like we're good. Like I have the house.
That was your
I have the
success,
nice
yeah.
car. I have a job that paid a fuckload of money. Like I made a fuckload of money at 22 years old. More money than any of my friends.
Like that was your success, but
Well, at the
time.
I thought that was my
Yeah.
success. This is
Yeah,
what I'm trying to
that's
explain
what-
to you. What I didn't have though was any time to go out on boats with my boys. I missed tons of parties. I missed family events because I worked 120 hours a week at that car dealership. I was the first one in, last one out every single day. And when I got promoted to do finance, I was like the young guy on the totem pole. So I had to like basically fix everybody else's bad paperwork. That was my job. Now the people at the registry who did all like the license plates and everything, they fucking love me. But
You were missing out on all those things.
I have no life. I'm like thinking to myself, like, I have no fucking life.
Can I
And
chip
I
in
would-
for a second?
Go,
Can I chip
go.
in?
Sorry, I'm like,
No, can
I'll
I
just
chip
go
in?
on.
So Andrew said earlier, he goes, success is happiness. And at 22, you had a house, you had a car, you had everything you were looking for right there.
Right.
You considered yourself successful, in a sense, falsely successful, like what you said.
Sure.
Were you happy?
No, I wasn't. So this is my point. So this is where like the mindset kind of shifted and why I left, because after doing this for so long and thinking like if this is what success is, then like
Why isn't everyone successful?
no, like I totally understand why people wouldn't want to be successful. Like who the fuck would want this?
Yeah.
Like it was horrendous, bro.
You have all this stuff, but what
You
are
know how
missing
like
out on?
when wait, like your friends here now, like when you leave here and you go hang out with your boys, right? Dude, I was having people hang out with me at the car dealership,
Yeah.
like at my desk. People be like, dude, I haven't seen you in forever. I'm like, well, I'm working. It's a public prop. Like you're more than welcome to come hang out here.
Yeah.
And then, I'm sorry, I got a customer. Hold on. And they like go sit and eat popcorn in the waiting area, whatever it
Look
is.
at the cars.
Like waiting for me. Yeah, like looking at cars and stuff.
Yeah.
Just waiting for me to like have a conversation with them because we're friends.
I haven't seen you in so long.
Yeah, dude. It was like pointless. And again, if you sell cars or if you're in finance in the car business or you're a business manager or whatever it is, like it's not a bad gig. Like go for it. You're gonna make a shitload of money, and you end up becoming like family with the people that you work with, because you're all there like more than you see your coworkers more than you see your family, bro. That's insane. To me, but to some people who are okay with that, they are successful. I just was using someone else's definition of success to consider myself successful.
Yeah.
That's where I was
It
wrong.
wasn't your success.
Right.
So being 28 years old now,
Yeah.
6 years ago you were 22 years old.
That is how math
So what?
works.
Yeah, it is how
Sorry,
it
gotta
is how
keep it
that
light.
works. Would you go back and change it? Would you go back, go to all those parties? Would you go back, hang out with your boys?
No, I wouldn't change it, and not because I don't want to hang out with my friends, and not because, but like,
Because it taught you a lesson.
many lessons, many lessons.
I feel like it has to.
Moved out at 19, like I had an apartment, and then I met one of the greatest mentors that I've ever had in my entire life in the car business, who, like, actually two, like three. Like there are three people from the car business specifically. There's many more people, I'm sure. But there are three people from the car business specifically where if I had like a legitimate life concern about like a moral dilemma, I could call any of the three of them. I would get three different answers, but all of them would be legitimately valid, and I would understand where they're coming from. And I would know that each of them would have my best interest at heart, giving me that answer.
In a way,
I love those guys.
Like your failures lead to your success. But at that point, you didn't think you were failing.
I didn't think. I don't
You
think
weren't
I failed.
failing.
Yeah.
You weren't failing.
No, I think
all.
I think I was living the life based on what other people
Exactly.
perceive to be success.
Yeah.
I mean, being 22 and owning your own house on a lake, like, I mean
if
come
that
on
was
now.
me,
like-
I'm like, oh my god, like I'm living.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
know?
that. Like, why wouldn't you want that life?
Right.
Like that.
Like, why wouldn't
Oh,
you
dude.
want it? You know what I mean? Like, what's so bad about it? You know what I mean? But like,
What
at
do
the
you-
same
I'll tell you what's
time,
bad about it.
I was about to say, but at the same time, you have another reason of why that's like of someone like
You're
us.
missing
We don't
out.
understand
You're
that.
missing
yet.
out on the family parties. You're missing out on hanging out with your friends. going out.
You don't even have time to enjoy the lake.
Yeah.
Bro, you buy a lake house, you have this nice lake house, whatever it is, you're paying $6,000 a month in bills between internet and the mortgage and the
Water,
your car payment, your
electrical, yeah.
water bill, all of the shit, the excise tax, the this, the that. There's 1,000 different bills that add up to exorbitant amounts of money. And this was not a big house. I was not like this rich man buying a mansion, by the way. It was this is bigger than my house.
Yeah.
Like that room, right? The long room there. It was like two of those, one on top of the other.
It's nuts.
Bedrooms were downstairs. That was upstairs. My Christmas parties, which were dope. Shout out Cody, dude. We fuck. I had Christmas parties in a house that was like probably 1,200 square feet, right? We had 127 people at the first one.
It's fucked.
Yeah, it was lit. I threw
Sick.
it was a
That is sick.
banger, bro. It was
It's like I was successful then.
it was dope, dude. It was dope. But that was like a happy moment. Singular happy moments don't define success or like a happy life.
Yeah.
And I don't think that like there's ever necessarily a single moment where you become successful.
I
Like
think
it's not like an achievement.
Being
like
able to balance all your life is success. I feel like being able to make your money, afford your mortgage, do that stuff.
So I have three. Okay, so this is my point. So when I say health, wealth, and happiness, right? What do I mean by that? Each one of those has like a little bit of a different definition.
Yeah.
So what is health? How do you define health?
Being able to get up every single day, being able to
So if you're in a wheelchair, you're not healthy.
technically no, you're not.
Really?
You're not the most well. Well,
What are you in the wheelchair for?
I think healthy is being able to wake up every single day. Healthy is you're scared the next day isn't going to happen.
Do you think Stephen Hawking was successful?
Yes.
From our eyes, yes.
Would you trade your life with him?
No.
Personally, no. That's another interest that I'm not.
He's married, worth millions of dollars, one of if not the smartest man to have ever existed in our lifetimes.
Well, health can be different things. He was healthy, but
And he was wealthy.
healthy and wealthy, but
And he was happy.
and he was happy, but he had different health than the normal day person. He was in a wheelchair. He had to move.
What about your mental health?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, health is very broad. There's different terms and usages of the word health.
Right, I'm talking about mental health.
Yeah.
Nowadays, mental health is more important than your actual physical
Right.
health.
Right.
I mean,
So
you're
this
having
is the other thing. So I grabbed my little cousin, same one that wanted to make a lot of money. Again, this kid's like 14, 15. And we went and grabbed lunch. And I was like, all right, here's my card. Run in and grab the lunch that we ordered, right? And I'm going to wait here in the car and send emails. So, like, I'm buying, you fly. He's like, oh, I don't know how to do it. Come on. I'm like, well, guess what? You're going to learn today. Go inside and go swipe the card. I'll text you the PIN if you need it. That's how this is going to go. Very simple. Simple shit. He's like, oh. It's like mental struggle. Now, is there an element of like him just being a cheeky fuck and being like funny about it? Yeah. Yes, of course. But the idea that like in
That's
my
fucked
dad
up.
and probably your dad's generation, I don't know your parents are like how old they are or anything.
50, around
Okay.
50.
So, yeah, so my parents are 60. So when my dad was in first grade, his mom could give him $2.
He was walking to school 4 miles.
And no. He could run down to the gas station, buy a pack of cigarettes for his mother, and come home.
Yeah.
And we went from that in 1969 to, I don't know how to use a debit card or whatever, in 2022.
Yeah.
At 14.
It's like
From 6 years old to 14 years old, knowing how to do way less. It's like,
what's a healthier lifestyle?
right, well, I did, the example was buying a pack of cigarettes, but, which is funny.
I know.
in my head. But I guess what I'm saying though is like these like you guys, how can you be expected to be like consider yourselves like healthy or mentally or whatever if like you can't even, if you get like literally like physical chemical reactions to getting left on red on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this like, are you serious, bro? Like, who gives a maybe people are busy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had a second. I opened the thing up. Somebody asked me a question. I put the phone down, and now I come back to my phone, and there's like text messages like, "Why'd you leave me on red?"
Yeah.
Leave you on red? Do you hear yourself speak, or do you just spew?
Like, you didn't say goodnight to me. Like, maybe I fell asleep watching my show.
Both ways though. Both ways though.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. It's
Like,
happened to me a million times.
I'm sure, and I'm definitely guilty, and I'm okay with admitting it. I'm definitely guilty of being the one who's been like, "Why the fuck did you leave me on red?"
I think we all can say
Oh,
the
yeah,
same.
yeah.
I think I'm guilty of it too.
But like, where,
Where's
like,
the line? Yeah.
how is this like okay though?
Yeah.
It's just how the world works today. Like,
That's not a good answer
It's
to
no,
me.
but it's
Like,
it's
that's
a terrible
not, and
answer.
that's not me yelling at you.
No, it's a terrible answer.
But like, that's not okay.
I think that's also like the factor of new technology and
social media.
that we're so obsessed with technology and phones and social media, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, that those things are more important to us than the everyday norm of like you said, going in and swiping.
So
the
if we don't identify that though, that's when people commit suicide.
Yeah.
So you're obsessed with this whole, not you,
Yeah.
the generation, the people,
that-
right?
yeah,
Including
speaking
mine, everyone
generational
from
wise.
me to you, whatever, everywhere in between. And it's getting worse the younger the people get because
Yeah.
you're getting the technology earlier, you're getting
Yeah.
way better. I used to drink out of the garden hose.
Yeah.
I didn't have a cell phone at 7 years old.
Now you get the Fiji water in the fridge out of the filter and the
Yeah, or whatever. Or like, dude, I had to walk to school, and we didn't have iPads. We had fucking Etch-a-Sketches.
yeah.
Like, that's a legit thing.
Yeah.
You had to actually go and play with your friends.
Yeah.
Basketball, squirt guns, fuck, whatever.
It's like recess was wall ball, the tennis ball's off the wall, and now it's the DS.
Yeah, or like handball, or like, or whatever. Even that weird chick who like always wanted to be the
Yeah.
dog when you played house.
It's like, let's sit in a
Like that
circle
li-
and
you know
play
what I mean?
DS. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, everyone, dude, it's weird. It's fucking weird that we don't even talk to each other anymore, which is part of the reason I like this shit about like the podcasting. I like to talk to people. I like to engage.
It's
with
to the
people.
point where like 4 of your friends could be like at your buddy's house, and there's one buddy that's Snapchatting you knowing that you're at your friend's house, and instead of them just asking the person whose house it is, hey, can I come over? Like, I know you have some boys over. They say, hey, can you ask him if I can come over? Like,
bro.
and it's like,
yeah,
why
100%.
don't, dude, like, you're his friend too. Like, you know, you can just call him and ask, and like, he's
It's
gonna say yes. Like, you
crazy.
know what I mean?
The
Like,
whole culture is like shifted to be like, you take a picture of yourself at the beach with some hot chick. Are you in a relationship or no? 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Okay, so you and your girlfriend, right? You go to like, I don't know, the beach, whatever, on like a really nice day. And on the day that you do that, you take a picture, right? Post it on Instagram. And on the day that you do that, you see it, but it was also a day when like you had to be here and it was super nice out. But like you had to come and like I was pissing you off for one reason or another. I'm just making up an example,
like, oh,
right?
I had to do the podcast. Like, yeah.
How is your mental health in that moment when you're seeing the best part of his day? You don't know if they were fighting when they were at the beach. No, I'm sure your girlfriend.
No,
Like,
no.
you don't know if they were arguing, if that was like a shitty thing, and she was like, she told him, "Oh, I need you to post this better picture of us because like, you know, the other 700 that we took aren't good enough or whatever." But like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know the circumstances.
Yeah.
Again, I've never met you. I don't know if you would ever say that or not to his.
No,
your girlfriend.
I get what you're saying.
But like, it's just a matter of like, you're seeing what you perceive as that person's great day, and you're just seeing like a blip. You're literally seeing I love ugly Instagram photos. Not going to name any specifics here, but like I love ugly Instagram pics that get posted because it's like, bro, that was the best part of your day.
It's real.
Yeah.
Like that moment that you posted for the world to see was the best part of your fucking day. Because that's what it's for. You're not going to post anything if it's not great.
That's
Yeah.
what
know?
you actually enjoyed. It wasn't the ego picture that's gonna get the clickbait.
Oh no, I
and the
just meant
likes
like
and-
they're ugly, and they took an ugly photo and they thought that it was good. Like I always think it's funny. Like it doesn't give me the FOMO when I'm like, oh, you look like dog shit. You know what I mean? You feel me? Like it's like, oh, okay. Does that make sense?
So you're an ugly motherfucker.
Yeah. Like, oof, wow. Okay, that was the best
Like
part.
you
of your day?
really thought that was a good idea.
The best part of your day should have been deleting Instagram. You know what I mean? But posted that instead. So
let's rerun that.
I guess what I'm saying is like I think it's way healthier to communicate more,
Yeah.
right? And to like talk with
Each other.
on every level.
Yeah.
On every it
It's
doesn't
just
matter who you
way
are.
Better. It's like, and that's just like technology again. It's like, let's go to phones first.
Sure.
Like when our parents were growing up, they didn't know there was let's meet at the park. They called the home phone.
Bro, I
Let's-
used to call my friends' parents.
exactly.
I used to dial from my landline at
Yeah,
the house,
Exactly.
my friend's house, right? That I would
Yeah.
write down on a piece of paper at school from my friend. What's your home number? Write down a piece of paper.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how we used to do too.
Crumpled up, hope to Christ that I save that paper in the right pocket, because if I don't, I can't call him. Call the friend. Hi, is whatever home yet? You know what I mean? No, him and his mom. Well, when he gets home, can you have him call me back? Actually, I'm just gonna walk down there. Hope that he's there.
Yeah,
Whoever
exactly.
your
Yeah.
friend
Exactly.
is.
And now it's like,
And maybe you meet up.
yeah, maybe you don't.
And if you
he
don't,
doesn't
you
show-
fucking go home.
If he
Yeah.
doesn't show up, you walk back home.
Right.
It's like, and
It is
now-
crazy.
And now it's like, you and your friends could be Snapchatting for 3 hours trying to come up with a plan.
When it's like, bro, you could have just gone and hung out with each other.
Yeah.
When it's like trying to come up with a plan, and then it ends up like you don't even fucking hang out because you wasted so much time trying to figure out something to do that like you don't even hang out, and you both just end up sitting at home playing fucking video games.
Right. Now, I'm not one to shit on technology. Without technology, like I wouldn't have a business right now. Okay. I love advancements in technology. I think it's really super cool. Blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada, yada. I don't like depression or suicide or bullshit. And I also think that it's really part of the reason that the thing that makes like depression so sad and is that the issue isn't the thing that made the person depressed. Again, I'm not a psychologist, like this is my opinion, but the issue is that the person who's depressed doesn't have the resources to like get rid of the depression.
Yeah.
So like if you get upset about one little tiny thing, it's like a rock in your shoe, just a pebble. It's going to hurt, but you can still walk.
Yeah.
By the end of, thing number 575, it's like dragging a boulder around with you everywhere you go. To the point where you're like, you know what? I don't even really give a fuck. I'm not going to get off the couch. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to sit here and bitch about how cool Cam looks on Instagram. And the cooler he looks on Instagram, the more you hate yourself.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
That's so stupid. Go do something cool and post it on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or don't. Or delete Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, damn, look at what he's wearing. Nice.
I was about to say, the thing about social media nowadays is like you have so many of these influencers that
Yeah.
you want to be like. Like,
Yeah.
let's say the D'Amelio sisters on TikTok.
Okay.
Let's say that. Let's say,
The D'Amelio sisters on TikTok. Sorry, you just said let's say that, so I said it.
yeah.
Go.
No, but like all these younger girls are looking at them and being like, oh wow, like they're wearing so much makeup. Oh my god, that means I have to put on so much makeup.
Sure.
And I'm not. This is not trying to be weird, and I'm not trying to be weird.
Bro, this
But-
is like, dude,
My sister's in high school right now.
Yep.
And
my sister just graduated college on Saturday.
okay, so there you go. So when I go to my sister's sporting events,
Mhm.
I'm seeing girls that are probably 14 or 15 years
Say
old.
it, preach it,
looking,
please.
Looking like they're 25 years old.
Mhm.
And when we were in high school or middle school, these girls were wearing like shirts up to here. Like you weren't even allowed to wear yoga pants. Like you had to wear the baggiest clothes. You had to look like you were somewhat presentable.
Cover
but
up. Yep.
nowadays, like you're looking at all these people all over the media, and they're showing half their boobs, like half their ass,
So-
and like
so my sister
now
and
that's
I-
saying to
There's girls shaking their ass.
yeah,
making
and
money.
now
People are
you're
like,
all
wow, you're
over
gorgeous,
TikTok,
so
and now
much
you're like,
talent.
I can learn how to twerk.
It's like, yeah.
I can learn how to twerk. Like I can learn how to do all this stuff too. And then you look like that person. But in reality, why do I want to look like D'Amelio sisters when I'm
Myself,
Cam James?
yeah.
I'm not Charlie D'Amelio. I'm Cam James. I don't need to. Why do I care about that so much? You know
My mom used to say growing up, she would say, "Be yourself because everybody else is already taken," and it's a cool like line. Like, why would you want
It's a
to
sick
like?
way to live.
Why would I want to be Cam James? Like, there is a Cam James, so like, why can't I just be Nick?
Why would I want to be Leonardo DiCaprio? There is a Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right, like position's been filled,
Yep.
moving right along.
When he dies, it's gonna get filled again. Like,
Right. So, my sister and I have this running like joke our mom would have when if my sister didn't know what to wear. My sister's not a very big person at all. She's like, I say things because I'm moderately hyperbolic. I don't know if you noticed, but I say things like, "Oh, you're like 2 feet tall." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever, right? So she would hit like 12, 13, whatever years old, and then she just stops growing. You know,
Yeah.
like she's a teeny tiny little thing. My sister. And so she didn't have to buy a lot of clothes like right away after, hitting at still being an early age. And she had, I don't know if she still has it. For the longest time, she had this shirt. And I'm sorry for telling this story. I love you. You know I do. She had this shirt that had a picture of like a cartoon cat on it. And it said Kitty Power on the shirt. And it was like this like little girl ass shirt. Like it was so... And like if she didn't know what to wear, my mom would be like, "Oh, you can wear this, honey." And she was dead ass. My mother was like trying to be nice and like help out. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
And my sister, so I'd be like, now when my sister texts me and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to this event. I don't know what to wear," whatever. I'm like, "Oh, you can wear Kitty Power." Like that's always an option. She's like, "Oh, fuck you," but it's so funny. Like we laughed so much about it. But like, I don't know. It was just a moment. That's kind of funny, just between the two of us. That I don't know what made me think of it. Oh, the wearing the makeup thing. So like, I don't know. She'd be wearing that at 13, 14 years old, fucking Kitty Power shirt. And now it's like girls are like making sure they have the maximum amount of cleavage showing. And
why aren't you buying me the Lulu?
and guys aren't any better, by the way.
Exactly. Like
Guys aren't any better, by the way. We're
No, I'm guilty of
emulating
it. I'm
and like
guilty
we're
of it.
trying to look. No offense, I'm gonna call you out on one little minor thing. It's not like a big thing, but like your sweatpants you wore the other day with like the Supremes, the Supreme thing.
Perfect example.
Like, how you see Elon Musk dressing like that?
No, he has all the money in the world. No.
All he could buy whatever he wants. In fact, he did. He just bought Twitter, right? Did a whole thing on it.
Adam Sandler. How he walks around.
Yeah,
he
you
walks
think he gives
around
a fuck?
and one shorts that down here. Like
He
no,
has
he doesn't care.
$400 million.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Shorts
That's
are still
plenty.
Shorts
That's
are
plenty of money. I'll
still
take that in a
below his
heartbeat.
knees.
Yeah.
Shorts are still below his knees. T-shirts.
But do you get what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't need to wear the brand it's not the brand that makes
Protect
the
his ego.
person.
It's him,
Yeah.
He's Adam Sandler. That's him. That's what he wants to do.
Right.
He's-
Now, I'm not saying it's bad if you want to wear that kind of stuff or whatever, but it's the reasoning behind it. It's like your mental health, your happiness. Again, health, wealth, and happiness. And wealth, but how do you define wealth? Fuck you. How do you define wealth? Sorry, I asked you about the health one. How do you define wealth?
Defining wealth.
Sure.
Well, I mean, you can go back to looking like Adam Sandler, $400 million, but that's unrealistic to some
No,
to a
no.
lot of people. But describing wealth, I mean, it goes back to the how do I want
Honestly.
to live my life? You know what I mean? Do I want to spend all my money on one thing, or do I want to spend it on individual things? Do I want to use that money for myself, or do I want to give that money and share my wealth?
Sure.
And I think wealth comes to how you want to live. How do you want your house to look when you're older? How do you want your car to look? Do you want a 2022 Ford Ranger, or do you want like a 2014 Nissan Altima that drives, but doesn't look as cool. I think that wealth is how you want to show yourself to people.
How do you define wealth?
Kind of similar to how he is. Wealth is complicated. You're wealthy if you make $100,000 a year.
That's how you define wealth.
I would define it. You're wealthy if you make $100,000 a year, yes.
6 figures?
Yeah. I would say you're wealthy if you make that. Seeing that the average person in America makes...
Okay, but that takes into consideration, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
that does take into consideration all working age people, including homeless people.
Yes. Yeah, so technically...
46 grand a year ain't going to pay for shit.
Exactly.
And quite frankly, $100,000 a year ain't going to pay for shit either.
Exactly.
But
it all...
Nowadays.
Yep.
Nowadays.
Nowadays it pays for even less.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it depends. Do you
What
want
about having a family?
Yeah.
Can you not be wealthy in like your relationships?
Yes.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Does
Exactly.
it have to be things?
Exactly. That's
Well,
what it is.
Listen, the idea of life, right, is you are born, and pretty much until you die, you are bombarded with advertisements, and this is the new thing, and social media, and all of this other shit for your entire life, and you really have no concept as a human being of like what does it mean to be, like, again, mentally wealthy. I don't necessarily think that people who live in a third world country aren't wealthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're happy, and I think wealth...
But they don't make $100,000 a year. They don't drive a McLaren.
Yeah, and
they don't have a mansion.
I think wealth comes with happiness.
Happiness is...
Okay, something you said before.
I know.
So I'm thinking about, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm asking what your opinions are on this.
I think happiness... I think if you're happy, you're wealthy.
Interesting. Okay.
If you make $500,000 a year, you have 2 kids, a wife...
See how it jumped up? It was 100,000 before. See that?
Yeah, jumped up. I did jump up, but you have a roof over your head. You can pay your bills, pay your taxes, whatever. You can drive your car to work, drive it back home. Your children are going to school, whatever. You make money, you're happy, you're wealthy. That's my definition of wealth.
Wealth also comes with how you use your money too. Like you could make $100,000 a year, but how much are you realistically spending of that $100,000? Are you spending?
And you got 50 left.
Exactly. Like it's all about saving now. Like if you make $100K for 10 years, that's $1 million. But it depends on how you
you got to eat. Bro.
How did you use that $100,000 every single year? Like, are you comfortable after 10 years, or were you like, shit? Why did I order out every single night? Shit, why did I make that purchase when I realistically didn't need to? Like, you have, like, wealth comes with a lot of different aspects. Like, like.
So then can we go to the other side of the coin, which is instead of wearing a condom, you just abstain from sexual intercourse? What do I mean by that? Living in fear is also not being successful.
Yeah.
So, like, they make contraception. If you're well educated, you're not going to have a kid. It's possible. Okay, mistakes happen. We've talked about mistakes a million times. But they make contraception for a reason, so that you can enjoy your life, right? Consensually, but so that you can enjoy your life and not be burdened by potential other issues. Okay. How does this play into what we're talking about right now? If you live your life saying, well, I might make the wrong... I know you're not saying this, so...
No,
hear me out, though.
I hear you.
If you live your life, though, saying, I make $100,000 a year, but I need to equate to $1 million in 10 years, so I don't want to make that purchase. It might be a bad choice. And you just live in fear, and you're just hoarding and squeezing a quarter till the eagle screams in the back. You give Lincoln dimples on a penny, whatever my grandfather used to say. That kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, if you're just, like, holding every dime because you just don't want to spend any money or you don't want to do anything, that's also not being, like, mentally healthy or wealthy, or like, life costs money. If you're living at home with your parents, you make $100,000 a year, you're a fucking loser, in my opinion.
Of course.
Like, but there are people that do it.
Good thing I'm not making $100,000 a year.
You're also like 12. What I'm saying is, like, like, if you're an adult,
Yeah. 30
and you're making X amount of money, and you know, but again, this is all my perception too. You know, of like what I consider reality to be, or what I consider success to be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to live at home forever.
Yeah.
That's not my goal. That's not what I want to do. That's not how I want to live my life.
Yeah.
I want to go out, and I like to be. I as much as I like people, my biggest like stress relief is kind of like sitting back and maybe throwing on some like YouTube.
That's
you know
for
what
everyone.
I mean? Like whatever.
That's
right?
for everyone.
Like it's nice to kind of get away. I like to learn things. I like to listen to other like really smart people speak. You know what I mean? I like to, like, Jordan Peterson as an example is a really good example of somebody who I would like in my free time. Like I'll throw on a lecture of his from a college lecture. I like that. It doesn't have to, but that doesn't mean the person who watches like sports in their free time is an idiot. That's not what I'm saying. But it's relative to everybody else's life. Yeah. And sometimes if you're the kid who likes to watch basketball, as an example, right? And I like to watch Jordan Peterson, and you come hang out with me, and I'm like, oh, you should see this thing that you're gonna sit there like this, like, fucking, it's time to leave yet, or like, what the fuck? You know, this kid's so fucking boring. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean we can't be friends.
Yeah.
Does that make sense though?
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
I
A lot
feel
of
like-
our friends are like that though. Like
Everybody's
a lot of
different.
Everyone's different. Like, there's not one
Everyone's
person I can
different.
say that's exactly the same as me.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot
Right.
of different interests than Andrew or any other one of my close friends. Like it's just how like you relate to them in some ways. Like
Yeah.
like it's just how life goes. You know?
Everyone thinks differently, so like, I don't
Right.
know. It's like, who are you to say how they want to live their life? Like,
But I think that's the biggest thing. Like, I think that's the part that matters, though, is the people that think at all are the people that, like, will end up achieving success.
Yeah.
It's the people that don't
Yep.
that I'm very afraid for.
That's the scary part of life. That is the scariest part of life. Just not knowing what comes next. Just not knowing the end goal that you're achieving. Like, what am I doing in this moment in time that's going to make me better in the future?
Right, but it's the fear that, like, drives you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
You don't have to know. My dad's always owned his own business, but he's switched career paths like drastically, at least 3 times since I was born. But he's always paid the bills.
Yep.
He just does what he likes to do. He'll start a business, run the business, find something else that he likes to do. He goes and starts a different business. Like that's how it is. Whatever it is to pay the bills, make sure that, you know, we have food in the fridge kind of deal. Or that's how it was when I was, you know, growing up. I don't know. I know it's like a boring topic, but it's just something
No,
that's
it's
like
not.
It makes you
it's
think.
deeper than what it sounds like.
I know, right? We would go from like talking about Amber Heard like getting fucked with a bottle to this.
Two
But I don't
very
know, I
interesting
just-
topics,
Did she,
by the
though?
way. Two very interesting topics.
We'll have to ask Maker's Mark. Yeah. No, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's been something that I've been like definitely thinking about a lot.
Well, it's definitely an interesting topic, and it brings up a lot of different ways people think. And
I've been surrounding myself with a lot of like young, like significantly younger people
and
recently.
I bet it's crazy for you to
sit back and listen to
the ways we think, and
But then for me to judge it is to say that like I didn't think the same way when I was your age.
yeah, exactly. You just lived through it, so you know.
Yeah,
And
It's
you're
very
like
interesting, that's
shit,
all.
like I did that, and I'm like totally different now. It's like I would never ever think about doing that nowadays. Like, you know, and it's an
yeah, or
interesting take.
honestly, even at the ripe old age of 28, like you just can't. I cannot go out and drink the way I did when I was 19, 20, 21.
Can't go out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and
Dude,
drink 10
I-
beers a night and then
For
wake up
a
and still
multitude
wanna
of
do, like-
reasons. For a multitude of reasons. One, I won't be able to physically function.
Yeah.
2, like
Is that healthy?
I won't be able to get anything done.
Yeah. You just feel like shit.
These are the worst feeling in the world. Like, hands down, like, being hungover, like, when I look at days of the week, can I just say something real quick? Like,
No,
look,
you can't. It's a podcast. Nobody's supposed to talk on a podcast.
You know, you're totally right, but...
Sit here silently for an hour. Thanks for stopping by.
No, but I read an interesting thing. It was saying that, like, we treat Sundays as our rest day.
Yeah.
And that's usually common with kids that are our age. And when you were our age, like, you were out Saturday night till 4 a.m., and then Sunday hits and it's 12 p.m.
Sunday,
you're waking up.
Let me do nothing.
And let me do absolutely nothing with my day.
Yeah.
And like you were saying earlier, being here, just sitting on your couch, just not being productive is time. Like, time is money. Time is what you're making of everything you're trying to do. And like, it sucks being hungover because you don't want to move. You don't want to, even if you're not hungover, like, you just.
Right. And it's like such a weird, like, not to, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, go ahead.
Like, at the same time, right, I'm also not saying, and I know you're not either, I'm just, like, thinking out loud, like, I'm not saying don't go party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you need to experience things.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not shitting on anybody who goes out and has a good time.
Yeah.
Like, go do it so that you can say you did it and have fun and maybe get into a little bit of trouble, maybe you don't. Like, try not to get into trouble. Like, try not to be a fucking moron.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But who am I to be like, oh, don't go party, don't go have a good time? Like, what? It wouldn't even make any sense.
Hypocritical. Like, if you've been through
Of course. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous to be like, oh, don't, which is another thing with, like, on, like, a parenting level. I'm not a parent, but I'm saying, like, any parent who really strictly enforces rules that they didn't abide by when they were, like, younger.
That they didn't do.
It's like, who are you kidding?
Yeah.
Who are you
Definitely.
fucking kidding?
Yeah.
And by the way, if you were bad and got arrested and whatever it is, Dad, like, who the fuck says I'm going to get arrested? What if I learned from what you've told me, what your experiences were? Maybe I don't feel like getting arrested.
Yeah.
Totally.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's all like just shit that I've been thinking about, and as we've said a million times, this is like my therapy. This podcast.
Yeah.
So that's all I got. Leave your definition of success in the comments below.
Definitely therapeutic.
All right, I have one. I'm gonna do a 180 for you guys. Scrolling online, found this news story. I can't read this. It's a real. Kid you not. This is a real news story.
Oh, I think I might know what you're about to say.
What country does yours take place in?
I don't know, but just say it. Just say it.
A 47-year-old man from Norfolk, England, had to live with his penis attached to his arm for 6 years due to a surgery complication. According to the New York Post, in 2010, Malcolm McDonald was left mortified when his penis just dropped off onto the floor. Surgeons subsequently manufactured a new penis for him using a skin flap on his left arm. The 47-year-old mechanic went for surgery to get an artificial penis, but things didn't turn out well.
There's no way.
As the surgery had to be stopped midway due to oxygen deficiency in his blood, leaving his new penis stuck to his left arm temporarily. This is a real news story. I'll put the link in the description below. And if you've made it this far and listened to my bullshit, I figured we'd end on a little bit of a laughing note. But I want to hear everybody's reaction to Mr. Malcolm McDonald's new...
How
I don't even understand.
How do you do surgery on a artificial penis and it ends up on your left arm?
So they manufactured the penis
Yeah.
out of the skin that was on his arm.
They're just like, fuck it. You know what? Let's just put it on his arm to fuck with him. Wakes up, just sees it.
Apparently he had an infection downstairs, which is why his penis fell off.
Okay, so if they were taking the skin from the arm, though, or whatever,
Yeah.
and translating it downstairs.
They do that all the time, dude. If you're a burn victim,
I
not
know.
to your penis necessarily, but like if you're a burn victim, they take skin from your arm and put it on your leg.
I know,
Sometimes your ass,
but like,
too.
how did it end up on
Yeah.
his arm? Like,
No.
Stain.
Okay. So because of like a blood deficiency, oxygen deficiency, they take the piece of skin, right?
Yeah.
Turn it into a dick.
Yeah.
and then they detach it and then attach it downstairs.
Yeah.
So they made the fake dick on the arm,
On the arm, okay, yep.
but there wasn't going to be a way to transfer it because of
the
an oxygen
oxygen.
deficiency. So they made the dick
Just let it chill
and
there.
just let it chill there for 6 years, bro.
Imagine you're just like,
Like Johnny Depp. But 6 years,
Oh,
bro.
God, dude. That guy.
Just like,
feels-
how you doing? It's hanging off the arm. How's it going? How are you? Is it weird? Like, what if
Imagine if he was a waiter. You're like, can I just fill up your water, please?
it's like,
Like, I'm just going to put your plate down there.
yeah,
Like, I don't have an appetite anymore. Can you just get the
yeah?
check?
Can you just? Sorry, sir. Can you take your dick out of my water glass, please? Thank you so much. Sir, your penis is in my mashed potatoes. Can you please? If you don't mind.
No, ask for meat loaf, not meat arm.
Right,
Thank
exactly.
you.
Not your meatloaf, sir. Right. Yeah, that'd be so awkward. I just thought it was funny. I saw it. It made me laugh. It made me
That's
chuckle.
funny.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Fucked up, though.
Cam, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
the
you for
show
having me
today.
on.
Yeah, guys.
Hopefully we'll have Cam on more. You know? We never know. If you want to. If you like the whole podcasting deal.
Of course,
it's kind of
of course.
Like, subscribe, comment, share. Leave your thoughts on a penis arm.
Yeah.
Comments.
Don't point to me when you say penis arm. That's
No,
very weird. No
It was 'cause
penises.
of the phone.
None.
And it's
Well, one, but not on my
engraved
arms.
in my head. And yeah. Yeah. Anything else you gotta say?
See you on Friday.
See you on Friday.
Settle down. That's what it is. Settle down. Let's go. Come on.